YouTubers, Cinephiles, welcome back to another edition of Nerd with Me. I'm John Ricky, and today we're going to talk about a very unique film experience by artiste, auteur extraordinaire, director Darren Arronsfky, called Mother. Now, if you don't know who Darren Arronsfky is, he's not a Michael Bay. He's more of an art house type of director, like very cerebral. You've probably seen his works, you don't even know it. But he's done movies like Black Swan, Noah, The Wrestler, which is amazing, The Fountain, a whole bunch of cerebral, psychedelic, Requiem for a Dream, and very hard-hitting, emotionally. You go into his movies, just expect some either weird or just some deep meaning in his films. And even if you don't get that, he has probably one of the most unique visual styles I've ever seen, in my opinion. He doesn't disappoint with this film. Now, his latest film, called Mother, starring Jennifer Lawrence, is about Jennifer Lawrence's character who's really not given a name. You assume that she is Mother. Her and her husband live in this nice, beautiful country home that she's trying to renovate, and he's out doing his thing. He's a poet. And as we go through the film, random characters start showing up, and almost it feels like a home invasion movie. Only it's not. It's something else. It just goes completely off the rails. And actually, the film, from the first shot, this is a little bit different than what you're thinking it is. Again, I want to say that I've given you the little synopsis there, but it really doesn't explain exactly what the film is. It's very misleading. Kind of like the trailers that they brought out. I originally thought it was this is kind of like a Rosemary's Baby mixed with The Wicker Man or something like that. And I'm talking about the 70s version of Wicker Man, not the Nicolas Cage laugh fest. The director, Arronsfky, said that he wrote this story in 5, and he said it was like a fever dream that he just needed to get out. And that's how this movie is filmed, in a way that you're just like, wow, you are in a fever dream. You are in this crazy world that blends into situation. You know how you have a dream where you're like, oh, it's this 1 minute, and all of a sudden you're flying or whatever happens, and then it goes into this, goes into that. A whole bunch of things happen, but it actually works. You're like, well, it kind of makes sense, but at the same time, just sitting there saying, what the hell is going on? And it's very haunting that way, because you're like, man, I don't know what's happening, but there's some crazy stuff going on here, but I want to know what happens next. I don't know where it's going to go. And that's, at least in my opinion, that's what I felt watching this film. And again, like a fever dream, it kind of starts off steady, and it just keeps ramping up until it's just chaos, and then you wake. And that's what this film feels like. 99 to, I guess 100. Really, that's what it is. It's 100% you are following Jennifer Lawrence's character. You're seeing it from her point of view, and how everything is, how she's reacting. It's all about reaction shots with her, and actually works in a favor, and really heightens the tension, because you're just like, what is going on? And you are actually having the same reaction as her character. So the character is you. You are in her headspace, and it really works the way it's filmed. And my God, just the way it's filmed, the cinematography looks amazing. The CG, when needed, is necessary and really well put together. The music is eerie. It does feel like a creepy film, definitely a mysterious film, because you're just like, what the heck is happening? What's going on? That's what you ask yourself this whole time. And by the end, you're like, at least I was like, I think I get it. Maybe not. But I think that's the genius of this movie. It's like one of the ultimate ambiguous films, where you can have a multitude of answers and you might be right. And in that case, this movie, the way to describe it really in one word is metaphors, because it's about metaphors upon metaphors within metaphors, with the imagery that you see. Now, I know that a lot of people were confused when they saw the trailer for it. I mean, they were assuming it was Rosemary's Baby. I'm telling you, it is not. It is just completely something else. It's really up to your interpretation, how you want to see it. Now, this might be a spoiler, but technically, it really isn't. Because like I said, it's metaphors. Now, my interpretation of it is that this film, Mother, is basically the story of Mother Earth, aka Jennifer Lawrence, and God, aka Javier Bardem. And it's showing basically the history, the whole Bible compressed in 2 hours, and even beyond that. I mean, but that's what I get from it. And you see the first murder, you see Adam and Eve, and Cain and Abel, and you see the Renaissance, and all this within the house, allegorical, metaphorical wise. And it is just incredible and haunting. I still can't get the movie out of my head right now. I mean, it has that type of lasting effect, which everyone is, I think, it doesn't understand what's going on. I mean, I'm not saying that I do completely, but I think that's a great movie. If you can watch it once and it just sticks with you long after, and this movie does that. And a lot of people are really hating the movie, but I think it's just that it was marketed wrong by Paramount. They didn't get what they thought they were going to get, and it's getting chastised for that. I think this is going to go down as one of those type of movies like a Blade Runner, that a Raging Bull. It wasn't well received when it was initially released because they didn't know how to take it, but years down the road, you're going to be looking at it and saying, wow, that is an amazing film. We just wasn't ready. We weren't ready for it. So on that note, I give Darren Arronsfky's Mother.
Life was like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get.
Strictly because I really didn't know what the hell I was going to get with this movie, and I was way off. It was just horribly mismanaged advertising wise, but the movie itself, in my opinion, was an incredible experience that should be seen and probably will be honored later on, because it is a very, very good film, and a lot of times the most controversial films are really the best films. Anyway, YouTubers and cinephiles, let me know what you think, if you've seen Mother, or if you want to check it out. Hey, see something different. We're always clamoring for something new and unique. Mother is one of those films that is exactly that. It is unique and different. Anyway, YouTubers and cinephiles, take care.